We've made our list and we're checking it twice to make sure we share all of our tips to help you have a Jollywood soiree that's practically perfect in every way. Let's go do it. Hi, ho, 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 everybody. This is Rob with Ear Scouts coming to you from the very first night of Jollywood Nights for 2025 here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Tonight, we're going to share all of our best tips to help you build the perfect plan to have a practically perfect night here at Jollywood Nights. Before we get into that though, let's just cover some basics of this party. If you've never been before, this is a specially ticketed event. You cannot get into the Jollywood Nights party with a regular day ticket. Unfortunately, the park closes a little bit early for folks who just have a day ticket. It's going to close at 7 p.m. So while that is good because it's going to mean that the crowds are a little bit lower during the day today, it's obviously bad if this is the only park you can visit because, well, your night's going to end pretty early. Now, for folks who don't have a day ticket, there's going to be a special entrance over here. Basically, as you're facing the entrance far to the right, you'll see they have folks lined up over there. They've also got a PhotoPass photographer over there because PhotoPass is included with your Jollywood Nights event ticket. So you can go ahead and get started right away as soon as you get in line and get your first magic shot of the evening. They'll let folks in for the party starting at 5:30 p.m. The party officially begins at 7:30 p.m. So you've got from 5:30 to 7:30 to enjoy the park, and that last half hour from 7 to 7:30, the day guests are going to be heading out, so you'll probably have some really good waits on some of your favorite attractions. For us, however, we're going to use our annual passes to head in a little bit early. Once we get inside, we're going to share with you the different places you can go to get a wristband for the party. You're going to need one of those. Even if you have a ticket, you're going to need a wristband in order to get into the different party events and to make sure they don't kick you out at 7 o'clock. We got a stocking full of holly jolly hijinks to get up to tonight, so let's get to it. Last year, there were 2 wristband distribution points. One was at Star Wars Launch Bay, the other was at Muppet Vision 3D in the Grand Avenue area. Unfortunately, this year, neither of those places exist anymore. Muppet Vision 3D is being turned into Monstropolis, and of course, Star Wars Launch Bay is kind of turning back into what it was before, which is an animation experience. So of course that meant Disney had to come up with new wristband distribution points, and they're pretty close to where they were before. So one is going to be right at the entrance into Galaxy's Edge from over here near where Muppet Vision 3D used to be. The other is over inside Walt Disney Presents, so that's on your way into Toy Story Land. It's where you can find a lovely museum about the history of Walt Disney and the Disney parks. And in the theater where you normally watch One Man's Dream, that's where you'll get your wristband. You're also going to be able to pick up a map for the event, and they gave us a special gift, some M&M minis to start our night off right. And speaking of starting the night off right, you can actually pick up your wristband starting at 4 p.m. So you don't have to wait until 5:30. You can get that wristband at 4 and start enjoying your Hollywood Studios day. As I mentioned before, I definitely recommend focus on attractions right now because you're going to want to do the party exclusive things during the party event itself. You've only got 5 hours of time, and as you're going to see in tonight's video, there is a whole lot to do. But just like we did with our Very Merry video, if you didn't see that, we'll put a link to it in the description down below. We have got a grand plan for the evening. We've got a checklist that also includes some alternate things that you might want to consider. We're going to go through that checklist in today's video, but you don't need to worry about taking notes. You can just head on over to patreon.com/earscouts and you can get the downloadable document for free. Now, if you don't have a day ticket and you come in at 5:30, a lot of the stuff that's only available during the day, shows like the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular and the Frozen Sing-Along Celebration, unfortunately, those things end before you'd be able to get into the park. However, if you're here on a day ticket, I definitely recommend check the app and look for those different character meet and greets, shows, and experiences that you can only do during the day, because you're going to want to get those done. Most of them stop at 4:30 p.m. The good news, however, is is that there is one thing that you can do that is specific to the party before the party gets started, and that's checking out the party exclusive merchandise. It's over near the theater where you watch Vacation Fun, the Mickey short, and we're gonna head over there right now. It opens at 4 p.m., so if you're here during the day, you can get your wristband right at 4 and get first dibs on all the exclusive merch. Let's go check it out. Well, now that we've done what we can do early, what I want to do right now is go grab a bite to eat, because we don't have plans to eat until a lot later in the night, and I don't think those M&M minis are going to hold me over until then. Tonight we have a checklist of things that we want to get done, and we have an idea of roughly when we want to do them. What I recommend doing, make your list of must-dos and then make a list of the things you'd like to do if you have time, and then take a look at the event map. See where you have things clustered together and try to knock those must-dos out all at once. And if you've got time, work in those bonus things that you also have on your list. We stopped by Docking Bay 7 over in Galaxy's Edge to enjoy the Endorian Tip Yip salad. If you've never had Tip Yip before, it's similar to what we would call chicken on Earth, but you know, in a galaxy far, far away, their version of chicken is Tip Yip. I wanted to make sure that we had at least one vegetable today, because I think the things we're going to be trying at the party probably going to be a little short on vegetables. Now, there will actually be some party exclusive stuff going on here in Galaxy's Edge this year, which is really exciting. They did have some character meet and greets last year, but this year there is a whole Life Day celebration going on. You'll get to meet Chewbacca in his Life Day costume. You'll also get to take a special magic shot with the Life Day orb. I'm really excited about Life Day because I'm a huge fan of the Star Wars Christmas special, which is the origin of Life Day. If you've not seen that, you owe it to yourself to watch it on YouTube right now. We'll put a link to it in the description down below. It is hilarious and highly entertaining, and actually features B. Arthur, who you know and love from the Golden Girls. But we're not going to start our night here at Galaxy's Edge. We're definitely going to come back for the Life Day festivities a little bit later. Instead, we're going to start our night with the Twilight Soiree at the Tip Top Club. It's actually how we started our night last year, and it was the perfect way to begin your Jollywood experience. It's got the perfect vibe for this event, and it really does kind of get the night started on the right foot. There's also a ton of stuff that you can do that's all clustered over there at the end of Sunset Boulevard, so it's a strategic place to start your night as well. We're gonna head over that way and we'll meet you at the Hollywood Tower Hotel. So you remember how I said as it got closer to 7 o'clock, you were gonna find really short wait times on some of the most popular attractions? We were walking by Rise of the Resistance. It was a posted 15. By the time I got the camera out, it did go up to 20, but 20 minutes for Rise of the Resistance. This is definitely the moment to do all the rides you want to get done so that you can focus on the party when it gets started. If you weren't interested in starting out like we are over at the Twilight Soiree, some other things you might want to consider at the very beginning of your party time would be getting in line for one of the more popular character meet and greets. You'll notice when you get here, people will start lining up in certain meet and greet locations really early, sometimes as early as 5:30. I would say that's definitely overkill. You probably don't need to spend 2 hours waiting for a character, but you might want to consider getting in line 30 minutes early or so, especially if it's a character you're really excited to meet and you don't want to eat up a whole bunch of your party time meeting them. On our way down Sunset Boulevard, we actually discovered another early thing you can do. There is a photo pass location that's open. It's kind of along the exit of Phantasmic, and the way you get into it right now is by coming in from the main entrance. We should also mention that there is a Phantasmic show that you can watch with your party ticket. So that's another thing you could be doing with this in-between time. But we're gonna head on over here towards the Hollywood Tower Hotel and get set for our Twilight soiree at the Tip Top Club. In case you're unfamiliar with the history of the Hollywood Tower Hotel, there was once a legendary club on the top floor called, appropriately enough, the Tip Top Club. Now, this was where you would find the most elegant celebrities. Everyone who was anyone was seen at the Tip Top Club. Unfortunately, after a terrible accident that took place on Halloween night at 8:05 p.m., the Tip Top Club was closed forever, and they were never again able to host their famous Twilight soiree. But thanks to Jollywood Nights, you can travel back in time and experience the magic of the Twilight soiree yourself here at the Tip Top Club, right outside of the gift shop at the Hollywood Tower Hotel. This is definitely my favorite way to start a Jollywood night. It really does set the mood like nothing else can. And as I mentioned earlier, it's a pretty strategic place to start as well. And you'll see why right after the show.
We have Hollywood silver screen icon legends, Jeff Calloway and Cookie Fitzgerald here to dance. And they are not just here to dance for you. No, they are here to dance with you. So I hope you brought your dancing shoes. It looks like she did. Those look fancy and fun. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go. Let's make a show. We're like Wonderland house. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, it's grand. Just
Wasn't that amazing? I told you that was the perfect way to start the night on the right foot. Unfortunately, I have two left feet, so I wasn't able to join in the dancing, but I definitely enjoyed the show. But now we're headed right next door to another show. This is another great way to start your evening here at Jollywood. It is Holidays in Hollywood, featuring Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog, and this is probably my favorite stage show at this event. It's also really conveniently right next to the Twilight soiree, so you can kind of knock both of those off of your list in one fell swoop.
We are so honored to be co-hosting this magical musical show for all of you tonight.
Yes, bonjour. Tis moi, the greatest gift of all this holiday season. It must be such an honor for all of you to have moi here tonight.
Well, Piggy, I said the honor was ours.
Huh? Oh, right. I suppose it is an honor for you and the rest of the cast, too. Well, look at me. I'm just honoring everyone here with my presence tonight. But I guess that is the spirit of the holidays, isn't it?
Sure. Yeah, let's go with that.
When the jingle bells are ringing, I can help myself from singing it. Oh, what the holidays mean. Oh, what the holidays mean to me. I know. I bet I can put up all these decorations before Mickey gets here and surprise him with a whole house full of Christmas cheer. Oh, he's going to love it.
Time to find ourselves a Christmas tree.
La 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 la. I can think of nothing better. La 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 la.
Gosh, Merry Christmas, Minnie.
Hello, everyone. Due to unforeseen circumstances, this presentation of Disney Holidays in Hollywood is currently delayed.
Tonight they had some opening night jitters, but you know what? That was the very first performance of the season and they recovered very quickly. There is, however, one more really exciting thing happening down here at the end of Sunset Boulevard, and we can't leave without checking it out. It's time to turn things up to 10 with Festival en la Calle. It's so good to see you, Miguel. We watch Coco every year for Dia de Muertos. So, yeah, you're like part of our family. I'm so excited that we got to meet Miguel. Coco is my all-time favorite Pixar movie, and I love that you could see the dimple, no dimple. The other good news is that we're actually a little bit ahead of schedule. I was thinking that we were gonna go grab something to eat after the fireworks show, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, but we're ahead of schedule, so I think we're gonna go ahead and grab something to eat first, and maybe that's gonna let us get a few more things done tonight. The secret, though, is plan your night out so that you do things that are all together, one after another. By doing things that are right next to each other, you save yourself a ton of time of going back and forth across the park. We were able to knock out 3 of our must-dos really quickly tonight because we were able to easily move from one to the next. So before you come, just take a look at that downloadable document, look at what's clumped together there on the map. What are the things that you can knock out at the same time and save yourself a ton of time in your night? And that might seem really obvious, but I gotta say, the first time we came to Jollywood, we were trying to do everything and we were just looking, okay, when's the next time we can do this? And we were rushing across and we didn't have everything planned out. And it really did put a damper on our night. Once we kind of took the time to plan a path out and do things efficiently, we got a lot more done and had a lot more fun. As we head over to Backlot Express, we're gonna place a mobile food order. That's a great way to save yourself some time too. Anytime you can use a mobile order, it allows you to not have to wait in the line to order the food. You can also press that button that says, I'm here, prepare my food, before you even get there. And that way, hopefully, by the time you walk up, your food will be hot and ready. If you're looking for something delicious to eat here at Jollywood, there is a lot to choose from. All the food items at Epic Eats are wonderful. We've had those in previous years. They feature some really inventive funnel cakes over there. There's one that is sweet and one that is savory. Over at ABC Commissary, we tried everything on the menu last year. Every single thing was a home run. It was all delicious. If you're in the mood for some delicious Mexican food and other Latin American favorites, that is definitely one you should put on your list. But since we tried both of those, we decided we would try something new this year, and thankfully, Backlot Express had an entirely new menu, and it all looked really good. I'm happy to say that some of these items were really good, and others, were just kind of okay. Nothing was terrible though. For me, the best thing were the Brussels sprouts. Earlier, I didn't think we were gonna have any vegetables tonight, but we ended up having some really delicious vegetables. The bourbon onion jam is heavenly. These Brussels sprouts are prepared perfectly. They're nice and tender, and that crispy onion on top adds a nice crunch and some delicious richness. This is a home run. Eric also loved the Brussels sprouts, but his favorite was the bread pudding, and I gotta concur. The bread pudding is really good. I'm a huge fan of bread pudding, but I'm also a huge fan of chocolate. And sometimes I have to go back and forth. I'm like, do I want the bread pudding or do I want to get what I really want, which is chocolate? This is like the perfect marriage of both of those desserts. This next item could have been so amazing. It's Hickory Holiday Mac, which is macaroni and cheese with burnt ends, crispy onions, and a chili pepper sauce. Every single thing about this was good except for the mac and cheese. The mac and cheese was kind of like a fancy box mac and cheese. It didn't have a lot of cheese flavor. Everything else on this was delicious, and if they just upgraded that mac a little bit, put in a little bit more real cheese, I think this would be one we would want to come back for. Next up is the sweet chili cheer chicken slider. I didn't really love the chicken on this one. It was okay. It was a little bit on the gristly side. I did enjoy all the fresh veggies on top though, and the brioche roll was nice, even though it had been sitting under a heat lamp a little too long. And last but not least was the Jolly Jam Slider, an Angus burger with bourbon garlic bacon jam, smoky paprika aioli, and chili pepper sauce served on a Hawaiian roll. This one could have been good, I think, but the burger was just way overcooked. Still, I do think that's definitely worth a stop for those Brussels sprouts, especially if you're a plant-based eater, and that delicious bread pudding. Well, our bellies are now full, and we are right on time for the one fireworks show of the evening. If you want to see fireworks, you got one chance. It's at 10 p.m. Again, be sure to check the time when you're here in case it changes. But it is a returning show called Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam. This was actually a show you might have seen before Jollywood. This was a show they did here at Hollywood Studios before Jollywood Nights existed, and they brought it back for the party. I would say of the different fireworks spectaculars, this is probably the least spectacular of them, but it's still a great show. And if you're in the mood for fireworks, this is the only game in town. Let's go check it out.
Hello, Disney's Hollywood Studios! Tonight we've got a special holiday transmission from the big guy himself, Santa Claus. And to make sure the site is holly jolly, I'm sending in our top prep and landing team, Lanny and Wayne.
Every year we try to come to the parties twice. We come once to make a video, and then we come once just to have fun and do the things that we want to do. And I gotta say, every time we come for fun, we skip that show. It's just not my favorite fireworks show at Disney. If you're craving fireworks, it gets the job done. But if you're trying to cut something from your plans because you got too many things that you want to do, you might want to consider making Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam the thing you cut. It is, however, a great time to go get in line for something that has really long lines here at the party. Most folks will be there watching Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, so what we usually do is get in line for a really popular character while that fireworks show is going on. And that's maybe what we should have done right now, because we're about to go head into Galaxy's Edge to what I'm guessing is going to be one of the most popular character meet and greets of the night. It's time to celebrate Life Day in Galaxy's Edge. I think we have officially found the most popular meet and greet of the night. Chewbacca in his Life Day outfit is very regal, and I love the Life Day orb. It's a really cool thing whenever he goes to take a break. Or actually, as I was told by someone here on Batuu, he was going to see to the Life Day festivities, make sure that preparations were all in order. But there's a whole kind of ceremonial walk out. It's very cool. Earlier tonight, I did say that you should maybe consider getting in line for one of the more popular meet and greets first thing, that could be a good use of your pre-party time. If this is on your must-do list, this is probably where you're going to want to start the night. There was also a pretty decent line to meet Mando and Grogu, but nothing close to the line for Chewie. They also have a pretty cool little Life Day shot you can take in front of the Millennium Falcon where you hold the Life Day orb. And remember, you've got complimentary PhotoPass service with your ticket to Jollywood Nights, so make use of it. If you're walking by and you pass a PhotoPass stop that's got nobody in line or a very short line, hop in. It's completely free, it's included with your ticket, and it's going to be a great memory from your night. Now, if you're trying to find where all these different characters are, and there are a bunch of them at this party, there's a really easy way to do it in the app. Open up the app, and down at the bottom, you're going to see a map marker icon. Tap on that, and then you're going to choose characters up at the top. you'll see all the characters appear on the map, but an easier thing to do is just tap on Show List, and that's going to show you a list of all the different characters. If it's not filtered to just Hollywood Studios, you can change that in the filter settings so you can just see the characters that are here for the party. If there's a character that you're interested in, just tap on it. It's going to show you the times that character is out, and you can even tap on a button there to see where that character is on the map. And that reminds me, there's another character we were really excited to see tonight, and he's right around the corner in Toy Story Land. Let's go hang out with Partysaurus Rex. I really wanted to get a photo with Partysaurus Rex, but that was a pretty good sized line. I would say it probably would have been about 30 minutes for that photo. If you want to do a lot of character meet and greets, that is going to eat up a lot of your night. And of course, our goal for our Practically Perfect night is to show you as many things as we can. So we're not going to be waiting in a whole bunch of longer character lines, but if we do see an opportunity to jump in a short one, we will, like we did with Miguel. We will keep an eye out though, because sometimes later in the night, you will see characters that had a long line, maybe don't have quite as long a line. So that's another thing you could consider, is trying to meet some of those characters a little bit later. Of course, then there is a risk that you won't get to meet them, because unlike attractions like rides, where they will let you get in line at the last minute and wait in line as long as it takes to ride the ride, when it's a character meet and greet, unfortunately, they will cut that line off as soon as it's basically gotten as long as they think they can accommodate for the rest of the party time that's left. We do have another stop, however, that is right around the corner. The Pixar Disco is where you're going to find some of your favorite Pixar characters dancing the night away. Let's see who we can catch on the dance floor tonight. The Pixar Disco is on fire tonight. There were a ton of people over there dancing and having a great time. I think that was probably the most fun I've had at any of the different dance parties around tonight. If you're looking to get your jingle on, that is the place to do it, especially later in the night when folks have had a few eggnogs and they're ready to party. We're making such great time. We've got so many things done. We actually don't have anything left on our must-do list until midnight. That's about 45 minutes from right now. That is my idea of a practically perfect night at the party, because we can get up to whatever we want. We're just gonna kind of stroll around, I think, and just see what's going on, see what the different character meet and greet lines look like, and just kind of enjoy the party. Let's go do it. One thing we didn't put on our list to do this year that we've actually done every other year is go to Jazzy Holidays at the Hollywood Brown Derby. If you want some really good cocktails, this is probably the place where you're going to get the best cocktails of the night. Many of them are going to be hand mixed to order, whereas a lot of the cocktails you'll find at the event at some of the other spots are pre-mixed cocktails. Now, some of these here are pre-mixed as well, but ask your server and they'll point you in the direction of the good stuff. They also typically have some pretty good food as well, but the main reason I think you might want to consider Jazzy Holidays, if you want to get completely away from the crowds, and have a really peaceful vibe with some piano music playing, lots of holiday songs and Disney classics, this is the place you want to be. It's just a great way to get away from the crowds and have a chill moment at the party. Right now, we have 2 things left on our must-do list, and I wanted to save these until the end for a very strategic reason. There's Glisten, the ice skating show that's right in front of the Hollywood Theater, and then right next to that is one of my favorite stage shows at any of the holiday events. What's This? A Nightmare Before Christmas sing-along. So if you do the last 2 performances of these, you can watch Glisten and then go straight into What's This? And What's This is going to start as the party ends. So essentially, the whole time you're in that show, you're getting bonus party time. It's a great way to fit one of the most popular things that happens at this party into your night without giving up any of your party time to do it. Let's go grab a spot for Glisten, then we'll head straight into What's This, and I'll meet you back here at the end of the night.
And now it's time for our sparkling holiday spectacular, Glisten.
Here in Hollywood, every night is a celebration. So let's get this party started right now. Everything shines so bright that everyone can feel it. This type of thing happens once a year, so let's all do it right. When you wish upon a star, as dreamers do.
Hello, my friends. What a wonderful sight. Let me welcome you all on this fine Christmas night.
Well, 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 what have we here? Santa Claus, huh? Oh, I'm really scared.
That was the perfect ending to a practically perfect night here at Jollywood Nights. If you saw Glisten last year, you definitely need to come see it again this year. They've made massive improvements to that show. The music is better, the choreography is better, and there are a lot more wow moments. I feel like they did for Glisten this year what they did for Holidays in Hollywood last year. They took the feedback of guests and made that show even better. This year it was Glisten's turn, and they did an amazing job. I also love What's This? It feels like an experimental black box kind of show, which is so unusual for a Disney holiday spectacular. I will say, no one ever sings along. If you're at a show and someone sings along, please let us know in the comments. I'd love to know if it ever happens. But we've seen that show a lot of times now, and we've never seen anyone sing along. Even though no one sings along, though, it's still a great show. Although I will say the best parts are when Jack and Oogie Boogie come out. Those moments are pure magic. If you'd like to see the full show of What's This, we actually have it over on our Patreon community. Just head over to patreon.com/earscouts. It's completely free to watch. You don't have to pay for anything. And while you're over there, download that free planning checklist so that you can plan your practically perfect Jollywood night. Before we go, I do want to give a huge thank you to our Patreon family. Thank you all so much for making videos like this possible. If you'd like to join them, again, head on over to patreon.com/earscouts. And I want to thank all of you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, help us out by giving this video a like, subscribing to our channel, and then ringing that bell. That way you'll be notified as soon as new videos come out. Until next time, don't forget to think happy thoughts, everybody. We'll see you again real soon.